What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome back to the latest Liverpool transfer news. And in this video we will talk about Diego Carlos, because according to transfer news reports coming out from Spain, Jurgen Klopp has identified Sevilla's Diego Carlos as the centre-back to replace Dejan Lovren and to be the partner of Virgil van Dijk next season. But of course Joe Gomez and Matip will also fight for that place, and I think Liverpool will buy a centre-back in the summer, because Lovren almost certainly will go to either Roma or Milan or another club where he will play more often than at Liverpool. So let's take a look at what Diego Carlos can offer for Liverpool. He's 27 years old. He has been really impressive in Spain. He has been one of the best centre-backs this season in La Liga, so I'm all for this transfer. The big question is, what kind of price tag would he command? He has a 75 million euro release clause in his contract, which is about 65 million pounds, but I think Liverpool can negotiate some transfer fee somewhere between 40 to 50 million pounds. So guys, if you guys enjoy these types of videos, please leave a like and let me know in the comments below. Do you think Liverpool need to replace Lovren with another centre-back? Do you think that Liverpool need to sign an experienced centre-back, or should we just sign a young player and give Joe Gomez and Matip basically the second and third choice centre-back spot at Liverpool? Sevilla signed the Brazilian centre-back Diego Carlos from Nantes for around 13.5 million pounds last season, and he has excelled and improved so much at Sevilla. As I said, he became one of the best 3 or 4 centre-backs in La Liga. Barcelona are also interested in Diego Carlos, but they are not willing to meet his release clause, and they want to involve Rakitic in the deal. So Rakitic goes back to Sevilla, where I think he used to play before he signed for Barcelona, and Diego Carlos will go to Barcelona. That's the plan for Barcelona, but I think Jurgen Klopp are also a big admirer of Diego Carlos, and we have been scouting him extensively in this season. But according to the reports coming from Spain, Barcelona want more attacking signings instead of spending a lot of money on a defensive player. This gives Liverpool a better chance of swooping in and signing Diego Carlos, because some Spanish publications are writing that Jurgen Klopp has asked the Anfield bosses, the transfer negotiators, to sign Diego Carlos this summer. And Diego Carlos admitted that he would only leave Sevilla for a bigger club and not somebody who is on the same level. But certainly Liverpool are a much bigger and much more successful club than Sevilla. So this is what he said in a recent interview. I am clear about my future, that coming to Sevilla is already taking a very big step, but if I ever leave Sevilla, it would be to go to a much bigger club, because Sevilla is already a great club. So far my agent does not talk to me about those situations, but anything can happen in the future. I'm not really interested to know about other teams right now. I always tell him that, my agent, and if he's going to tell me something, that it must be something firm, something concrete, an offer. He should not come to me with stories, because I must have my head in Sevilla fully focused. I don't want those things to cause me a distraction. And yes, most players are like this, that they only want his agent to approach him when there is a concrete offer on the table from a big club. Otherwise the agent should just leave him alone basically, and letting him focus on playing football. And Diego Carlos has been nicknamed as the Beast in Spain, and he is likened to Kalidou Koulibaly of Napoli, who I think would cost around 70, 80, maybe even 100 million pounds. So Diego Carlos could be a lot cheaper than that. And also he has been identified by Jurgen Klopp as a player who could in the long run form a successful and very formidable partnership with Van Dijk. He is 6'1" tall, and also he has been described, as I said, as one of the top 3 or 4 centre-backs in La Liga, and the Mirror is reporting that he's a really physical player. He's built like a tank, and they don't call him the Beast for no reason. That's what a Spanish football analyst said in an interview. The analyst also said, he has been in my top 3 or 4 centre-backs in Spain this season, along with Rafael Varane, Inigo Martinez. He has been a bit of a revelation. The release clause is usually higher than the actual value of the player, so if Liverpool wants Diego Carlos, they can negotiate a lower price. As I said, 40 to 50 million pounds could be a realistic transfer valuation, but who knows what kind of transfer prices will be aftermath of this financial crisis that is hitting the world of football as well as many other parts of sport. The transfer analyst also said this: I'm not sure it would be a smart amount of money to pay 60-65 million for Diego Carlos. Spending so much money on the defender is maybe not the way to go, but his performances have been good enough to generate genuine interest. He's playing the best football of his career and he immediately settled in. He settled perfectly. He's definitely the most important defender in Sevilla. I would say there is a shade of Kalidou Koulibaly about him. Not the same quality, of course, but I would compare him to Koulibaly. And now let's take a look at what kind of player Diego Carlos is. He's quite direct, and it's no surprise that he plays a large portion of his passes long, 222 passes long of the selected group that we are looking at: Virgil van Dijk, Bonucci and Mats Hummels. These are the only 3 centre-backs who attempted more long passes this season than Diego Carlos. That undoubtedly impacts his overall pass accuracy of 83%. The worst of the 17 centre-backs that we are comparing. Sergio Ramos has attempted only 10 fewer long-range passes, but his overall pass completion rate is significantly better at 91%, so maybe his pass accuracy needs to be improved a little bit. Sevilla has a vertical style of play which is significantly different to what, for example, clubs like Real Madrid or Barcelona do, but also Van Dijk attempts a lot of long-range passes, and Diego Carlos is doing the same, however with a much less significant success ratio. Only 48% of his long-range passes find a teammate, so maybe if he signs for Liverpool he should leave those long-range passes to Van Dijk, because he's less prone to giving the ball away when he's passing short, as you would expect most players to be. He finds a Sevilla player with 90% of those short passes. Only Harry Maguire has a lower record in this scenario, the highest being Kimpembe of Paris Saint-Germain, who has a 96% short passing accuracy stat. And Diego Carlos likes the physical confrontation, the physical battles with strikers. He has been involved in 196 duels this season. Only Maguire, Van Dijk, Sergio Ramos and Mats Hummels have recorded more duels this season. The Brazilian's success rate is 56%, which is like a mid-range out of the top centre-backs that we are looking at. Diego Carlos does come off fairly well with respect to tackling, having attempted 30 tackles this season, and he has been successful 19 times. That's a 63% success rate. Only Van Dijk and Ramos has better success rate in the tackling, so he's a very good tackler of the ball. And Diego Carlos isn't being dribbled past very often either. Only 8 times this season that somebody dribbled past Diego Carlos, but 6 of the 17 centre-backs that we are comparing Diego Carlos with have better records, but only 3 of them are on 7, and only one, Leonardo Bonucci, has been beaten fewer than 6 times. The ball clearances, that's the column where Diego Carlos performs the best. He has found himself in the right position to clear danger 128 times in La Liga, which is the 3rd best among defenders. Only Van Dijk and Maguire have a better record in this area in the Premier League. And it's worth bearing in mind the likes of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain and others do not find themselves in defensive situations as often as Sevilla, so you also have to take that into account. Diego Carlos also leads the way in terms of headed clearances in La Liga with 71 clearances, just shy of Maguire's 80. With Diego Carlos's 25 interceptions is a solid effort as well. And of course, you have to say that Diego Carlos still has areas of his game where he can improve, but it's worth stressing that when you look at these statistics, you have to take into account Sevilla's style of play and also the fact that Sevilla is not the most dominant team in La Liga. And if you consider that the defenders that we compared Diego Carlos with in this experiment were Van Dijk, Maguire, Ramos, Piqué, Langley, Varane, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Upamecano of Leipzig, Pavard, Mats Hummels, Akanji, De Ligt, Bonucci, Skriniar and Koulibaly. So these are like 17 of the absolute top centre-backs in Europe right now. And Diego Carlos is holding his own in this conversation. So I think that it would be a brilliant transfer. It matters what are the transfer fees. I think that we shouldn't pay more than £50 million for him, but if other clubs like Barcelona or Real Madrid want to pay his release clause, then I would say Liverpool should just steer clear and let other clubs take Diego Carlos. Also, there is big news. Mario Gotze has confirmed that he will leave Borussia Dortmund at the end of the season, and there are transfer speculation linking him to Liverpool. Of course, Mario Gotze has said many times that he owes a lot of gratitude to Jurgen Klopp, who helped his career so much, and he made Gotze a world-class player, and he will always forever be famous for his extra time winner in the World Cup final where Germany beat Argentina in extra time. And Gotze has switched to top agent Reza Fazeli from ISM, which is International Soccer Management. That's a company which is managing football players, and he has been tasked with finding him a new club in the summer. The big question is, will you as a Liverpool fan say, let's get Mario Gotze on a free transfer? He still has something to offer as a squad player, but I think Gotze would want to go to a club maybe a tier or two below Liverpool where he can play every week. Why would he come to Liverpool just to sit on the bench? And yes, he can still offer some very good contributions, but I would prefer if Liverpool focused on young players and not players like Gotze who are like over the hill, if you like. They are probably like going downhill, and giving them playing time instead of a young player would hinder that young player's progress at Liverpool. So this is what Mario Gotze said. First of all, I hope, according to the circumstances, that you and your loved ones are doing well in the present situation. Today I would like to announce that after intensive consideration, I have decided to make a change in my playing career. I have consciously taken my time over this step. It is an important decision for my sporting future, and I'm very much looking forward to working with Reza Fazeli and his agency, whose professional competence has absolutely convinced me. What the sporting future will bring will only become apparent when a little normality has returned to the world. Until then, please stay healthy and support society as much as you can. So really classy message. And the reason why I'm talking about Gotze is in a Liverpool transfer video is that Gotze has been linked with Liverpool and also AC Milan and other clubs, and this is what Gotze told in an interview recently, a journalist. I'm still in touch with Jurgen. I'm still talking to Jurgen Klopp recently. At that time I was just 17 and coming up from the youth team at Dortmund. Jurgen Klopp taught me everything about professional football. He let me play. I often speak to Klopp. We never stopped talking. He knows me very well, and that I am always looking for new challenges. So would that new challenge be at Liverpool? I'm not sure if Jurgen Klopp would want to take Gotze back, but it's certainly a distinct possibility, and I will report any news if I get them regarding Mario Götze's future. But now let's talk about Dejan Lovren, because it is reported by various newspapers that AS Roma may ask Liverpool for Dejan Lovren on loan next season. I'm not sure why they would want to take Lovren on loan. I think a permanent transfer would be the preferred choice for Liverpool FC, but Italian outlet Gazzetta dello Sport claim that the tough financial situation that AS Roma find themselves in may result in Roma only asking for a loan deal. I'm not sure whether Liverpool would like that or not, but it's unclear whether this would interest Liverpool. And Paul Joyce did confirm that Lovren knows he's fourth choice centre-back at Liverpool. He is behind Van Dijk, Gomez and Matip. So Lovren will probably want to leave in the summer, and especially because he made some really big errors when he played for Liverpool this season. Something that it looks like Lovren didn't learn his lesson in previous games. And he's a decent defender, don't get me wrong, but I think it would be preferable if Lovren left and his wages would be used on a player who has more potential and more and better years ahead of him than Dejan Lovren. But I think Lovren still bows out at Liverpool as a Champions League and Premier League winner, so you can't really fault him and you can't really knock his efforts. He did his all, and yes, he's not the best centre-back in the world, but he's an honest player, he's a hard-working player, so I still respect Lovren and I still thank him for his contributions at Liverpool FC. He was a big part of this glorious part of Liverpool's history, and I'm always thankful for him. And there are some interesting reports about UEFA reportedly planning a 3-week period, a 3-week block during the month of August, where they could finish the Champions League and the Europa League after some of the seasons have been already finished in the domestic seasons, which would mean that after the Premier League, the Serie A, La Liga is finished, they could just invite the teams who are still in the UEFA competitions and just finish the season, finish those competitions in a 3-week block in a mini World Cup style tournament, a mini knockout stage tournament. And UEFA definitely want to finish those tournaments, so it's very, very clear that they are just seeing when it's safe to do so. And I fully support this. I only want this football to resume when it's safe and healthy to do so. But if you can put all the teams in the same location and play the games behind closed doors and just make sure that nobody gets in from the outside, no players or staff gets out from the inside, you can isolate the whole group for 2 or 3 weeks and you can just wrap up the Champions League that way. Also, Jose Holebas, who is a player of Watford, said this: in my opinion, you have to cancel the season, the Premier League. For me, that is pretty clear. I would give Liverpool the title, they deserve it, and they have played incredible football this season. They are clearly the number one team. I think it makes no sense to keep rescheduling the Premier League all the time. But Holebas didn't give any solutions to what happens with Champions League places, with Europa League places, what happens with relegation from the Premier League, what happens with promotion from the Championship if you cancel the season. So that comment doesn't really make sense. I mean, I like it that he thinks Liverpool should be awarded the title, but you can't award Liverpool the title and not take care of relegation, of promotion, of top 4 places, and who finishes in the Europa League places, the Champions League places. So yeah, I think the Premier League season will be finished, but only then when it's safe to do so. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. See you later. Have a nice day. Goodbye.